Counter heal now coming in. YikeZ on the flank. Here we go. YikeZ is there in the back, just deleting the side of Kranis. Look at this. Johnny 5 is getting ripped out, wishing he had 5 more seconds to try and get.
Hey, what up guys, how is it going? YikeZ here, and we're back in our Arena of Valor video. So this is the second part to yesterday's video. This is the second game, as you guys can see in the top corner. And yeah, so this is the second match against Kranis Esports, and the first game was pretty dominating. I just played Skud and basically just walked up to people and one-punched them because Skud is really balanced. Anyway, this is the second match, and yesterday I forgot to actually leave the draft phase because I know a lot of you guys don't really know about the draft phase in Arena of Valor, but the analyst desk and the people who were actually casting this game, they actually did like a really good job like explaining the hero picks and everything. So I'm gonna leave that as well today so you guys could actually listen to it, but I'm gonna have the time where the video actually starts in the comments down below. So if you guys want to skip the draft part and don't want to listen to it, you guys could actually do that as well. And again, this footage is from the live stream from ESL and Arena of Valor over on Facebook. So I'm gonna have all the links and credits to all the people that actually worked on this in the description below, so make sure to go and check them out and support them. And let's just hope this video doesn't get taken down. And that basically was it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get into it. And if you guys want to listen to the draft phase, don't skip.
Have a variety of team compositions. You think about X Team Noob from Season 1 in Europe, they had different playstyles, they had different options. This could be a foreshadowing for Drawn to Fame.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see if they're going to continue that trend and play some off meta and make it an exciting match. Because Kali and Lumber, such a joy to watch for sure. Let's see if Violet will be taken away here, or they're going to hand that over to Drawn to Fame, because Violet has been a high priority for both the marksmen here. But Slims is just as good, I feel. But Violet definitely has the edge when it comes to late game. She's just too powerful in the late game.
Yeah, she is just really difficult. I mean, we think she's difficult to deal with. We saw her played once, and I was rather underwhelmed. So I'm still... I mean,
Violet is going to be open now.
Okay.
So let's see if that's going to be first pick, or is Drawn to Fame going to go a little unconventional? Maybe they'll secure the Crash. But no, they're going to go for that Violet.
I also just want to draw attention to how... And granted, while this is just week number 1 of the Valor series, up until this specific game, out of the 71 heroes that are currently available in North America, 39 of them have been played over the last day and the last 2 days.
That's awesome.
In just North America alone. That's over 50% of the heroes that are available. That shows immediately, and you also have to remember, that's a 2-game less sample size than any other region because of the double DQs that we had yesterday.
And that's actually, like, that's probably the best statistic of any MOBA. I don't think there is another MOBA that can claim that in the world, that 50% of their play. I mean, that's super ridiculous. I mean, that's actually incredible right now. Over 50% of your, in just 2 days. And not even a full sample size. It's like a handful of games. That's absolutely bizarre. That's amazing.
That's really solid. The balancing of everything. Scud will
over
be
5
prioritized.
Games. It's 5 games total.
5.
Yeah,
wow.
Scud is going to be prioritized for YikeZ here. We saw how powerful he was on that Scud. So that leaves open, you know, the Teamy, the Zenio as well. Irie, Zenio, and Irie will be really solid pick here. So let's see. They're going to... Oh, I mean, I forgot about Violet. Violet is not banned, so they're going to let Violet go over. And now you have Zenio. You have Zenio as a pick. You can play Crash again as well. So let's see if they're going to pick up that Crash and maybe Zenio, maybe Lumber. You know, they might go with the same composition they had because they'll still work really well. Kali would work really well as well. So let's see if they're going to stick to the meta.
I want to go a step deeper into this Scud pickup. There's so many different heroes that you see as a first priority in a variety of situations. Why would you prioritize a Scud first pick, SKEWER?
Because if one of your players is just broken on that hero, then you prioritize it, because it doesn't matter what they play it into, they just know how to play the Scud. And also Scud is also great at protection too. His Wild Beast Foray pushes everyone away, so if someone jumps onto your carry, you can just push them away, and yep, they're gonna play that exact same comp that they had so much synergy with. And now if I'm Kranis, I'll be a little scared.
Scud first picks a statement piece. It's basically saying, we're showing you our hand, now let you react to it. And what it's basically doing is putting the onus onto Kranis to try and find an answer. But the reality is that Scud, particularly, and now the rest of this composition, is such a versatile pickup. The way you can play this hero, he does a lot of things. He does a lot of his CC, he has aggression.
Blow someone up, or protect your carry. He's great.
Yeah, again, that's the thing about Scud, is that you couldn't do this with every hero, but you can do it with Scud.
Yeah, exactly. So, Arjun being picked up. Arjun is someone that's very flexible, doesn't do as much damage, but has decent wave clear, has 2 CC abilities with his Cull and his Rend. So he's a really useful hero as long as you combo it with him. So let's see if the Zenio is still going to be good, because he's still open. There's Zenio open. Zenio
following to a 3/4 pick is unprecedented that we've had here in the Valor series. Again, we don't have a large sample size, but it doesn't matter. Arjun and Mina get locked in for Kranis. Now, what does that mean for Drawn to Fame here?
Instead of Lindis, they're going to take up the Slims, and they can play the Kali here as well, or they can go to Liliana. Yep, denied it, Liliana. Again, that's one of Lucifer plays every mage really, really well. So now what Kranis has is they can play Raz, or they can play like a Crixie, and just kind of play a little more defensively.
I'm a little nervous for this Crixie. If Skud gets in there, I think Jenner's a better play. I actually like the Jenner a little bit better here. Everyone's going to get pulled in with the Mina. They're going to try and just blow them up with all the damage that Doze is going to be, or that the Violet's going to be putting out. The Irie in there as well. If they can bring everybody in onto 2 or 3 member Dark Dominion and then just blow every cooldown on trying to take down those 2 or 3 heroes, I think they have a chance to do it here before all the key ults can come up from Drawn to Fame.
So multiple members on Drawn to Fame played for Dino Riders in Season 1. Season 1, Dino Riders were able to make it to the finals, the grand finals of the regional finals, defeating Immortals by outdrafting them and essentially creating better win conditions from the start. This is something that I think translates very well into them, looking at the way that they've drafted thus far. Do we agree, SKEWER? And how is their draft looking up coming into Game 2?
Yeah, I really like this. There's so much combo potential. Liliana, Slims is so great together. Skud as well. I mean, his burst, he has 2 CC. Crash, Lumber. We saw the combo that came out that basically turned a 3v4 and 5 into an ace. So I feel like their draft has been really smart, and they're playing to their win condition. This is a draft that I think centers around the Lumber, the Crash, and the Skud.
I feel like there's a chance they can pull this out, but after the combination of the way Drawn to Fame played in that first game and this draft, I feel like they're definitely favored here in game number 2.
Well, you heard it. It looks like Drawn to Fame is looking to be the favorites coming into game number 2. You say unconventional, they say effective. They're looking to bring the heat and close out week number 1 with style. Once that week is closed out, remember, if you want to go back and check out anything, whether it be the schedules, whether it be the standings, or you just want links to the Facebook page so you can go check out all of the VODs, make sure you head on over to ValorSeriesEsports.com, where you'll have all of those available to you, not just today, but throughout the entirety of the regular season. We've got a couple seconds before we get loaded onto the battlefield. Any last points, gentlemen, on how we feel like the early game here should play out for Kranis if they want to come out with a victory?
Yeah, I think Inverno put it perfectly. They have to combo the Mina with the Jinner ultimate. That's their only chance of winning is Kranis needs to have better team fights.
All right, team fights it is, and team fights we will see. Let's get right into the game. It is match 2, game number 2, our final of week number 1 for season 2 of the Valor series. SKEWER and Envirum, let's make it happen.
Thank you so much, Jump. The last game here of week number 1, and what an opening weekend it has been. We have seen so many amazing games here on the Antares battlefield. Some ups and downs, some crazy comebacks, and I expect we're going to see another stellar game right now, as already we are seeing Drawn to Fame start things off with some pretty solid little back and forth here, a little bit of scuffle, but neither side is overcommitting. I like the respect that both teams are showing.
Yeah, no invasions here. They're going to take it easy. Zoom is going to give some vision, see what's going on in the jungle here. Slims is going to clear the jungle, but the key here is once they turn that level 3, level 4 part, that's where a lot of stuff can happen there, because ultimates come online, and honestly, Skud, Lumber, and Crash having the ultimates is pretty scary.
That is a big combination right there. We are having the Scythe pulling Zoom over the wall, but he's pretty tanky here in the early game. He's not going to be too concerned by that, as Ruby is going to be dueling up against the Crash there in the top lane, putting the Skud up against an Arjun. Talk about this matchup, because it's not one we see very often.
Yeah, Skud has more damage output, so he's going to be able to beat the Arjun. Arjun relies on landing his abilities, and it's easy to dodge the Rend. He has to basically land that Rend first, otherwise the second Rend won't be a knock-up ability. So as long as you dodge that, you'll be fine against an Arjun. But he does have pretty good wave clear. There's a Rend landing on Jackson. He's going to get that knock-up, but look at the rotation. Jackson will back off just in time.
I mean, with the Arjun, here we've been seeing the EU pulling out a little bit here, so we are having a pause. So we're going to be sitting ourselves back down and waiting for a second. But to talk about this, here we've been seeing a little bit more in the EU region as well, but something we've been not really seeing a ton of in NA. I feel like it's one of those heroes who, in the right hands, can be super potent, but Valor, in game number 1, despite the fact that he was somebody we were hyping up, I think he underperformed a little bit. His Malik wasn't truly as intimidating as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, the shock ultimate definitely did make a difference, and Ardrin is one of the Ko is easy to land. You just select a target, and he'll jump to that target and stun them, but the Ren is critical. You have to know when to cast it, and once you hit an enemy hero, it will activate the second part of his ability, which is a knock-up, so you can then rend, and then call, stun someone, and then knock them up. And that's the combo that we want to see from the Ardrin. And then the team then needs to follow up with the Mina and all of the other supporting cast.
I want to take a second and talk a little bit about these compositions a little bit more as we get ourselves into the game. We're actually going to get started in just a second. But as I transition it back to you guys, talk to me about how this Violet is going to fare in the later stages of the game, going up against the team composition that you see from Drawn to Fame.
Yeah, Violet just needs to stay behind her teammates so that she does not get stunned by Liliana or the Skud or the Slims there. And then if Skud is charging towards the Violet from the side, the whole team needs to collapse onto her and protect her, because that's going to be really tough to save her if Skud gets on top of her.
One of the big things, again, I'm watching for here is really the Mina, though, as this fight is breaking out, and Valor is actually in a little bit of trouble there as YikeZ is going in, taking quite a bit of chunk. Look at how much more damage the Violet, other abilities from Violet really do. That's the way they sort of split up her damage, so it's not so much in that tactical fire. Nice dodge there, though, onto the spear. The Blinding Light is going to connect, but not doing a whole lot yet at this stage of the game. And really, it all comes down to the Mina. If the Mina can go in, again, get that big dark to Mina, if the Fallout can be there, and then if Violet can start to rain down all of her abilities, all the splash damage that we see from her, that is when we are going to start to see the deletion factor of Kranitz.
Yeah, and she got buffed her explosive round, her concussion, and her fire in a hole does so much more damage. And if she lands, though, that's going to be massive. And look at that. YikeZ is going to use his ultimate and get caught in a Dark Dominion, but Doze is going to come out unfazed here, barely surviving.
So that was a great play there. Kranitz takes the dragon and the kill right there. Really nice play from them. The Spirit Sentinel is going to go the way of Drawn to Fame, but a much better opening here for Kranitz Esports here in game number 2. This is what they were looking to do. This is definitely the start they wanted here.
Yeah, also the thing about Violet too, she does so much AoE burst damage. If you stand together, her burst damage coming down is going to do so much, especially when it crits, which is really dangerous. And look at that beautiful combo. Oh, it does not get to him. He has to use his Exuberance ultimate to get away, so it's going to be down for the next fight. Really well played by Lucifer.
The Reiki shot wasn't going to kill him, but it was certainly going to chunk him to a point where he's going to have to back up regardless there. So I like that decision there. He's going to have his ult up for the next fight. Fairly short cooldown on that here. But so far, a much more even game. Kran is in the lead by 1K goal right now. Having that early game dragon making such a big difference here for them. And I'm really feeling YikeZ is not quite having the same high impact he had already at this stage in the game in game number 1.
Yeah, not right now, but look at this engage. Ooh, they're getting ready here.
They're getting ready for a party bush going in onto Raw. Zoom is there, but not quite able to follow up. That is a key error there. And now Valor is going in on the flanks, and that's a yikes from me, dog, as he's trying to get himself out. Is able to do so, baiting Valor in. There we go. That was the play that Drawn to Fame was looking to do there. Zoom as well. Following up here, Doze is in full retreat. The damage from Raw is super solid. Can he get the tactical fire through the heal? Perfectly timed, and that is going to be the additional kill there going in from Drawn to Fame. Zoom survived, and way out.
You're in a definite spot there. Nice metamorphosis. Push him against the tower. Ruby coming in there. You're going to use the ultimate. It hits us in a really tough spot, but there's all the members of Drawn to Fame there. They're going to get the kill. That's 3 kills already. That's a huge turnaround for Drawn to Fame in just one decisive fight.
That was the full wipe there from Drawn to Fame. They took down every single member there in that fight, spread out over about a 30-second period. They ended up trading 1 there, as Ruby was able to pick up 1 kill, not able to get one of those massive combo kills we saw earlier in the LATAM region. However, that was the turnaround there. I thought YikeZ was done for sure. I thought he had absolutely misplayed, but he proved me wrong. Pulling the team back into that bush, surviving by the skin of his teeth, able to then put them into a position where Kran is overextended. They smelled blood, and they paid for it.
Yeah, not Lucifer. It was definitely the carry of that fight. Really awesome job getting all those kills. 4 kills to his name. Jumping in there after YikeZ runs to safety and doing so much AoE burst damage and then transforming into Fox form, getting off that 5 ability combo that Liliana is just so well known for, and he's securing all these kills and landing those clutch Binding Light stuns. That's what killed Doze there. He got stunned by the Binding Light, and then that allowed he is on Slims there to follow up with a spear stun and then just kill the Mina right next to her tower.
That was really impressive play there. Lucifer able to capitalize on an overextension from KRANIZ. It's exactly what you need to do. That is a mark of a top-tier player right now. And look at the positioning. Oof. And Lucifer with the poke. This is exactly what Liliana wants to do. This is exactly how you want to start the fights. Don't allow your team, your enemies, I should say, to start the fight with full HP. That is not a position you want them to be in. You want them to be already weakened, already softened up. As YikeZ is now forced to burn his ult in the mid. That's a little bit of something there, but Valor is now getting jumped on. There's the Earth Splitter as well. The tower is going down. We have the Slims trying to take it, but there's a beautiful follow-up there. Valor is trying to secure this. His own life is on the line. Can he make it happen? Valor with the clutch play is going off onto the tower as Zoom is trying to chase him down. The Reiki shot is going to secure the kill, but here's the rotation coming in from KRANIZ once more as Zoom is now in deep. The tower is still alive, Sweet J.
Yeah, Zoom is in a deep trouble spot there. He's not going to be able to get out. Does he have his dash? He does! He escapes the concussive rounds there, but he's not going to make it out alive, unfortunately. He's going to die. He has his ability up again, but he's not going to survive. Beautiful play there by Valor, honestly, just delaying long enough there, using his call to escape and allowing Lucifer to fall to the tower damage, because Lucifer, again, greedy for the kill, jumping in there, falling to the tower and the damage from Valor, and as a result, they're able to keep their tower alive, but it looks like Kresh is going to be able to, YikeZ is going to be able to rotate the bot lane and secure and get that tower.
A much more even game here in game number 2 for sure. KRANIZ, I think, kind of figuring out a little bit more of what Drawn to Fame wants to do right now, doing a much better job of controlling the objectives. We are 7.5 minutes in, and only one dragon has been taken, Sweet J.
Yeah, one dragon. Both teams are fighting toe-to-toe with each other in these team fights. It's going back and forth. YikeZ being the baiter himself, and then now Valor baiting well as well. And it's going to come down to how well the combo is going to happen. That Kresh ultimate, Zoom, Earth Splitter as well, is going to decide a lot of these team fights, I feel. And so far, they have not landed these clutch ultimates.
Speaking of going clutch right now, the Abyssal Dragon is getting low, is able to be picked up now by Drawn to Fame, so evening that out and evening out the gold almost exactly right now. We have ourselves a game right now that was perfect positioning there from Drawn to Fame, able to pull the Dragon back just out of range of KRANIZ. KRANIZ not able to get the rotation there in time, and now we are going to start to see Drawn to Fame come online. How scary is this comp? Talk about the scaling, I guess, of both of these teams going to the late game.
Yeah, definitely. Liliana is so strong in late game, along with Slims as well. Not as strong as Valor, but Slims is just devastating because his damage, he does HP % damage based on his ultimate there, and that's why it makes him so strong against really tanky compositions that they like to build, especially on the Arjuin and the Mina, for example. So that % health damage is massive. But look at that ultimate coming down there. Doze is not going to survive, but he's so tanky, and then Violet is going to get hit by the Earth Splitter here.
The Dark Dominion is there, pulling them back in, trying to secure some kills for his team, but the rest of Drawn to Fame is there. A beautiful re-engagement there from YikeZ. The spear actually does connect onto Rob, but the metamorphosis was absolutely massive. He chased it right on down, took the slip and slide in to take me to downtown. That was exactly what he wanted to do there. That could have been a clutch play from KRANIZ to try and make the best of a bad situation, but no. Drawn to Fame clutches it out, secures it in the mid. They are up now up 8 kills to 5 and a 1K gold.
Yeah, and you think about late game, Skud is probably a little better than Ari in the late game. Violet is definitely the best late game carry in this entire game. Irie is strong as well. Jinnar is going to fall off a little bit compared to Liliana. Liliana is just a beast in terms of her range and amount of burst. She has Boomstick. So look at the amount of damage she's able to do there. You got to watch the burst that's going to come from Liliana, especially when they combo their stuns together.
I wanted for the record to note that Irie did actually steal that Seagull with that. So that was actually a pretty funny little play there. YikeZ just kind of getting juked out there on that Seagull. So those fun little plays there. They're just kind of getting into the head of some of these players. I don't think it's going to make a big difference here, but it's just fun to note. Oh, nice dodge there with the tactical fire raw. Beautiful play, dodging out the Earth Splitter. That is a big ult from Drawn to Fame being burned here. Now I want to see KRANIZ re-engage. This is their moment. A key ult is down. I need to see Doze go in. I need to see him be the big initiator that they need, and then I need Johnny 5 to follow up with the big exuberance. I need the ultimate combo, the wombo combo to be there, but Ruby is now in full retreat. YikeZ is going off.
Oh my god, that burst damage holding off that power glove hit. What a beautiful play by YikeZ. You can see the damage. Look at the items, Skud and Kresh. Kresh has a Spear of Longinus. And Skud has a Rankbreaker. That means whoever they attack and they focus together, they're going to basically pierce through the armor, decrease the armor, and allow Slims to do so much damage with Clag Sanctity there. And look at the side of Drawn to Fame, or KRANIZ. They have, Arjun has a Mantle of Brawl. He's building like a support. So the damage is really coming from the Violet and the Jinnar mostly, and then and a little bit from the Irie, now with Omni Arms, but that's 3 damage dealers versus 4 damage dealers on the side of Drawn to Fame.
I think I found the key difference maker here for Drawn to Fame. Drawn to Fame doesn't just build 1 or 2 carries. They build it so every single member of their team has potential to go off, as we are seeing right now. Valor is getting absolutely ripped to shreds, trying to get his way out of there. He is able to get the heal off, but it is not, or maybe it will be enough. The counter heal now coming in. YikeZ on the flank. Here we go. YikeZ there in the back, just deleting the side of Kranis. Look at this. Johnny 5 is getting ripped out, wishing he had 5 more seconds to try and get out of that situation. But that is the linebacker on the side right there. The flank is oh so real right now. Look at that. Zoom is now the one to go in as well. Look at the damage coming in from Drawn to Fame.
I love how they're building too. They have 2 heals on the side of Drawn to Fame, and the Zoom's heals timing has been just perfect. And the way they're protecting YikeZ on Slims too. Awesome job. He gets engaged by the Bear. Bear comes in and he gets caught out and gets locked down by the team. YikeZ always focuses the high value target that doesn't have that much defense. Absolutely explodes them, but the 2 heals are making such a big difference. You can see the side of Kranis. There's no heals. Ruby has an execute. They have to go in and secure the kill before the double heal is going to really, really take off for them. And that's the only way Kranis is going to win any of these fights, because they lack the damage. So what they need to do is they need to focus better. And that's the only way they can win these fights, because if they don't focus and delete someone in the beginning of these fights, those heals are going to come out. That protection from Lumber has the protection, his passive protect, that gives extra armor to the hero with the lowest HP. So that's going to be really tough for them to secure kills.
And I have to say, I gotta love the fact that Drawn to Fame, not only do they have all these great defensive capabilities, they're just being so conscious of not just, obviously their carry is getting farmed, and the carry is a priority, but we are actually seeing, once again, Skud in that side lane role being a huge priority, as they're now looking towards the Darkslayer here as well, but they're not putting all their eggs in one basket. They are just allowing every single one of their players to be a playmaker. They follow up in any given situation, and I love that. I think we're seeing a much more organic flow coming out right now from Drawn to Fame. They put themselves in situations where any single one of these, look at how fast they're ripping this thing down. Look at the crits coming out.
Yeah, they're taking it down fast a little bit, but I feel like it seems a little longer than normal based on Finnick and Kali. But it took a little while. They were able to get it. No response from Kranis here, and now they have to play it on a complete defensive. But wow, 2,000 crit there. Look at that damage coming from Slims. He has 3 tier 3 damage items, and Violet also has 3 tier damage items. So far, pretty even. Violet is not that far behind. That's the only hope at this point.
I mean, again, it's really not all about the Slims, though, and that's the big difference maker here. I'm just as afraid of this Skud as I am of this Slims.
Yeah, he has 3 tier 3 damage items as well.
So he is going to be hitting like a truck right now, as we also still, Liliana too is able to do some of these chunks. I mean, we're watching these massive crit numbers on your screen. You're seeing them coming out, and watch this as the Drake is pushing down the mid. Watch how fast this high ground tower falls. Raw is going to look to try and make something happen here. Nice dodge, though, on to the spear. They are looking to take down this Drake, but finding pressure in other lanes as well. Keeping this up on all 3 lanes is Drawn to Fame. Look at the way they're utilizing these minions, always keeping up the pressure right now, forcing Kranis to respond on all sides.
Yeah, and I love what the Crush is building. A little offensive with the Mantle Raw, and then also he has Hercules Madness there. It basically increases the attack damage by a little bit, and also gains a shield for 8 seconds when his HP falls below a certain amount. So really good sustain.
Really good sustain, as YikeZ actually pulled up onto the high ground right now. Doze is there, the Dark Mini, not enough to keep him alive, and Johnny 5 forced to use a defensive ult to get himself out of there. Zoom, though, in a lot of trouble. The heal is going to be there. They will finally take him down, though. Kran is getting a key kill here. All their HP bars are low, but they were able to rally for just a moment. The tower does end up falling. There's a lot of high health units on the side here. Drawn to Fame as YikeZ is diving in onto the core, but he might have gone too far.
Waya, where were you? You have a heal on you, my friend. You could have saved him and used that heal, and as a result, not be there for your team. The heal could have saved Zoom as well, but look at, they're going to continue to fight here. Just a little risky on their part, so they got to be careful. But look at the damage from this Slims. Oh my goodness.
One little minion there left is able to take down the tower is Slims, and that is going to be 2 towers being dropped right now. Despite the fact that they're losing this fight, they're not losing the war, and focusing on the win, focusing on the objectives on these structures is Drawn to Fame. Despite the fact that we did have the Skud diving in onto the core, they're actually surprisingly not tunnel visioning here. They are actually just creating space. That is what YikeZ is. He's just an additional threat, and that is what I love about this comp. They're not all about one hyper carry. They are about the fact that they're enabling 4 of their members to be threats, to get kills, to do damage, to take towers. They are being such a flexible team in this late game.
Yeah, definitely. I do like the crit damage. The slick sting coming out from Slims there. He can do so much crit. You can see why these crits are coming out. But Ruby is not going to be able to secure the kill. He's going to fall here.
And Johnny 5 as well. He's looking even with the damage reduction. He's still just getting absolutely mauled in the back as well. Wyo with a great jump. The ult is coming in, pinning down 3 members, and now it is going to be Slims just chasing them down. There is not a chance. There is not a moment where GREAVES is going to come back from this. That is probably going to be it. The second the minions roll on through, drawn to fame, are going to take this. I have to say, a much better game 2 here for GREAVES, but it's just not enough. Look at the CC combo. Valor is just done. YikeZ is chasing it in, and that is going to be it. GG, game number 2, going to drawn to fame.